The Warriors just put belt to ass on the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets on back-to-back nights. They look special, and I say this because no other team can mimic what it is that they're doing offensively. And in a little bit, I'm going to tell you why that is. But first, let's watch some film, take a look at some of their plays, and I'm going to break down what I'm seeing out of this offense so I can explain to you why no other team in the NBA can replicate what it is that they're doing. Here's the Memphis game where Curry dropped 52 points. Jimmy's setting up the play here. Draymond's giving Curry the screen off of Desmond Bane. Desmond looks very stuck. So ideally, Curry can bring some attention coming up to this left wing and force Zach Edey to make a mistake. Let's see how this plays out. Comes over to the left wing. Now watch this. Draymond rolled all the way into the paint. We have a paint touch right now. This is called a paint touch. Meanwhile, Zach Edey, Desmond Bane are both looking where? Steph Curry, right here. And he's looking at Jimmy. So now what we have here is an open Draymond. So Jimmy, being the patient player that he is, he's just gonna dribble up the ball, take it to Draymond, and now Draymond has two options here. An easy reverse lay. He can kick it to Curry, but the pass is not necessarily safe because Zach Edey is so long. Or he does the right play, which is kick it to Moses Moody, wide open three. Bang! It's good. Okay, that's the first play. Now what we have here is Kevon Looney and Buddy Hield doing a little bit of pick and roll pop. Buddy's gonna come over the screen. Standard pick and pop. Boom, it's good. Ja just going too fast for his own good. Jimmy gets the steal. Podziemski doing the unselfish play to Moses Moody. Moody, unselfish again. Easy lay for Jimmy. It's just good team ball right here. Curry dribbles it up the court, pushes up. Jimmy sets him the screen. Easy dish. See, that's a really good pass out of Curry. Okay, this play is very interesting because it's happening very quickly, but let's slow things down here a little bit. Put this in half speed. Let's watch this. Jimmy's being doubled here. He has a few different options, but he's mid-jump and he has to get rid of the ball. So he passed it over to Draymond, which is the right thing to do. Now Draymond sees B-Pod's here in the open corner while he's contorting his body, but even better yet, he knows because he has so much chemistry with this team that Curry's going to be waiting for him right here for an open three. So watch this. Passes up the good shot for a great shot. Why is it a great shot? Because it's Stephen Curry. But even still, Curry is a human. He makes a mistake, misses a three. But B-Pods cuts throughout here and tips it in. See, a lot of times, role players, when they don't get the open look, they let it affect their effort. But B-Pods being so special, this is what he does instead. He follows the ball. This is what you want from your role players. He follows the ball. This is what I see out of Aaron Gordon and great role players. My goodness. And this play here is the reason why I think the Warriors have improved so much. Now during these non-Steph minutes, Draymond has someone that he really can trust. He just goes downhill, pass it up top. Jimmy just catches that. It's like a quarterback to a receiver. Reverse lay. That's good. That's really, really good. Again, Moses Moody coming up the Quinton Post screen. Pass it back up to Quinton Post. He might pop, but no. He notices the defense collapsing. He takes a patient move here, moves over to Draymond. Easy lay. See, the fact that he just waited that extra second before he decided to shoot gave Draymond such an easy look here. This is just really high IQ basketball. Okay, now that Steph's back, the Warriors have a little more freedom as far as what they want to do offensively. Jimmy Butler's setting up the offense. Buddy Hield's going to set him a screen on this right side. But wait, it's a fake screen. It's going to move over. Ja and Aldama are both distracted now. Meanwhile, Jimmy's going to make a very safe bounce pass over to Steph, who's coming over this out route behind Moses Moody. And Steph's just being too quick here. Now he's just going to take it over the second screen throughout Jimmy, and he's going to take it home. He's going down the lane. No one can stop this. It's too late. If you're reading this, it's really too late. All right, 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Are they worried? I don't think so. Draymond's setting Curry this high screen. Curry's going to go over it. Bounce pass to Draymond. Draymond's going to cut. And now he has the open Podziemski coming through the back door. Open lay. This is really good high IQ basketball once again. Okay, so after having studied the film, I bet you and I can both agree that the reason no other team can do what they're doing is because no other team has Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. It's really just that simple. The way that Curry can put you back in a game and just demoralize opposing defenses is unlike anything we've ever seen before. And before you Draymond haters get to yapping about how you think Curry makes him look much better than he actually is, maybe he does. But then again, I can make the argument that maybe Draymond substantially raises the level of play out of Steph as well. And the stats are there. But I'm not here for that today. And ultimately, I'm not sure why NBA fans insist on pitting teammates up against each other. It's just really a strange conversation, in my opinion. I'd rather not have it.
But wait, if the Warriors are so special, prove it. Okay, sure.
Before the trade, I'll be honest, it was looking pretty bad. they only had 25 wins and had a horrible 26 losses. But since acquiring Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat, they have completely, without a doubt, turned their season around. They're 21-5 since then, and they're on a 5-game win streak. They went from being the 18th best offense and 25th best defense in January to now being the 15th best offense and 4th best defense in March. Who's responsible for this massive change in play? Well, his name is Jimmy Butler. It hurts to say as a Miami Heat fan, but he really is that missing piece that the Warriors were looking for. They took a huge risk in trading away Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson in the first rounder, but I gotta say, it paid off. Also, don't forget, the Warriors paid this dude big money. They gave him a 2-year, $121 million contract extension. They really believe in him. But here's where things get a little bit weird, so don't go anywhere. But first, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button below, because if you don't, I'm gonna personally make sure that Nico Harrison is your next GM. And trust me, nobody wants that. Warriors owner Joseph Lacob and Peter Gobert didn't pay Jimmy all of these hundreds of millions of dollars for his regular season performances. Right now, Jimmy, well, let's say he's coasting. He fits well with the team and covers up some of their weaknesses, but I'd be lying if I told you he was really like hooping for real, like playoff Jimmy, you know? Trust me, I'm a lifelong Miami Heat fan. I know just about as well as anybody else that Jimmy Butler is a unique player. There hasn't been a lot of guys like him throughout the history of the NBA. Jimmy Butler is what we call a playoff riser. He takes it easy all regular season long, and then come playoff time, he becomes practically unrecognizable. It's absurd. We saw this in 2020 and then again in 2023 as Jimmy Butler willed 2 separate Miami Heat teams to the NBA Finals that really had no business making it that far into the playoffs. Okay, so we know how good Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler can all be come playoff time because, well, we've seen it. But all that's left to be under investigation now is their supporting cast, right? And speaking of the Warriors supporting cast, Luke and LeBron really got into it with Golden State Warriors rookie Quinton Post last night, and it was a freaking hilarious conversation. So let's just take a look real quick. Anyways, despite what Luka and LeBron say, they'd both actually kill to have him on their team because Quinton Post is actually a very awesome player. The guy is 7 foot tall. He provides a lot of size. And to make things better, he spaces the floor. He shoots 41% from 3 off 4.5 threes attempted per game. If you ask me, the Warriors' most notable role players consist of Brandon Podziemski, aka B-Pods, Buddy Hield, otherwise known as Buddy Buckets, or Buddy the Fraud. Yeah, we're going to have a talk about Buddy Hield in a minute, so stay tuned for that. Warriors also have Trace Jackson Davis, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevin Looney, Moses Moody, Gary Payton II, and Quinton Post, as I mentioned earlier. I almost hate calling Kuminga and Kevin Looney role players because they were really in the trenches with Steph, Clay, and Draymond during those real deep playoff and championship runs, but let's be honest. That's what they are. In Kuminga's case, he's shown some glimpses of potentially becoming more than a role player, but under the system, he just hasn't been consistent enough. And to be brutally honest, even when he does play well, he kind of takes the rest of the guys out of rhythm. I don't think he's the type of player that can add to what the Warriors are trying to build over there. Don't get me wrong, he's a really good player, and I honestly hope he gets the 5-year contract extension he's looking for. I never want to see another man miss out on bread. But again, let's be honest, he doesn't fit well in this team. He can't provide shooting because that's just not his skill set. That's just not who he is. And it's honestly maybe even a little unfair to ask that of him. But on the bright side, he's pretty athletic. He can get downhill, and a lot of times he can just blow past defenders. Even still, unfortunately for the Warriors, he's a very low IQ basketball player and lacks court awareness at times. Not to mention, now that Jimmy's there, if you're Steve Kerr, you just can't justify putting Jimmy, Draymond, and Kuminga all in the lineup at the same time. Golden State is a team made up of shooters. They live and they die by the 3. And by putting 3 non-shooters on the court at the same time, you're practically doing what the defense wants you to do. They probably prayed for this. They would be removing the very thing that makes them so dangerous. So unfortunately for Kuminga, I just don't like his fit on this team. I really don't. Even still, as long as he's coming off the bench, I guess I'd rather have him than not have him at all. At the very least, he's just one more 3-level scorer that the defenses have to scout for, so that's a plus in my eyes, I guess. Okay, now let's talk about Brandon Podziemski. Call it recency bias because he's been balling so well over the last few games. Call it whatever you want. When this guy's confident, he's a killer. This guy has some swagger to him. I'm a really big fan. He's one of the Warriors' more high IQ guys, and though he can be inconsistent at times, he's shown me on numerous occasions that when he comes to play, he is more than capable at helping this Warriors team win ball games. Alright, Moses Moody. He was the 14th pick in a very stacked 2021 draft. He was drafted ahead of guys like Alperen Sengun, Trey Murphy, Jalen Johnson, Quentin Grimes, and even Cam Thomas. And though in hindsight, I'd imagine the Warriors do wish they had selected any one of those guys that I just mentioned, here's what I do know. When Wiggins was traded away, Moody stepped up in a big way and had a practically seamless transition into filling Wiggins' previous role. April was just beginning, so it wouldn't be an accurate representation of Moody's production, but if you look at the month of March, Moody played 15 games and averaged almost 12 points, 1 steal, shot 91% from the free throw line, 34% from 3, as well as 42% from the field. This guy deserves a lot of credit. I don't think I have to say a lot about Gary Payton II. If you watch any of the 2022 Golden State Warriors playoff run, you know this guy is his daddy's son. Dude plays good ball. Okay, Trace Jackson Davis. 6'9", 245 pounds, but get this, he's a lefty. Bro's a little weirdo. This is someone who I, in all honesty, don't watch a whole lot of, but what I'm getting from Warriors fans is he misses a lot of easy ones, and just generally isn't a very efficient player. And last, but most of the time least, we have Buddy frickin' Hield. This guy's the definition of the word enigma. And the reason I'm not impressed by him is B-Pods kind of does what he does, but better. Okay. Maybe he doesn't have the same shooter's touch as Buddy Hield, but even B-Pods is more consistent than this guy. It feels like you never know what you're going to get from this guy. He's either giving you a very efficient 25 or a very ugly 8 points. And come playoff time, if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm not sure I'm going to give a guy like this real minutes. He concerns me. He really does. I don't like him. Okay, now that I've watched film with you all, broken down both the strengths and the weaknesses within this Golden State Warriors team, what is my concluding thought? What do I, Matista Roby, want you to take away from this video? I believe this Warriors team is dangerous. Real dangerous. If I'm a team like the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, the Los Angeles Lakers, the OKC Thunders of the world, I'm doing whatever I can to avoid playing the Golden State Warriors for as long as I possibly can. Because they look damn good. And what's truly terrifying about them is their best is yet to come. Once playoff Jimmy's activated, it's going to get spooky for a lot of your favorite teams. And assuming everyone stays healthy, I honestly can't wait. Anyways, that's what I think. But you let me know what you think down in the comments below about the Golden State Warriors playoff chances. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those noties on. Matista signing out.